ideas come from them. So that's why most of my painting, you see me painting children. And artistically, I love their forms. If you look at those work, you see the forms as in the shapes. You know, I like rendering shapes. You understand me? So I enjoy painting forms.
I've been working on this style for over 10 years now. I started with just the monochrome aspect of it, but later I just began to fix in newsprint, which is mixed media. And one of the other ones you can see that I used leaf to make some attachment to the painting. But actually I'm trying to work on ideas of imprints of your thought. When you look at the works, it needs so many things goes within your mind as an artist, and using of materials has to be inculcated into your design to give you your own trademark also.
We try to dig deep into their perception about the art community in Ghana and their expectations as they wait with bated breath for the show to start.
The Ghanaian art is very strong, and they have very strong artists, just like the Nigerian artists. And they are also very good and strong artists in Ghana. It's just that because of the population and stuff like that, we may not have enough known names like Nigerian artists like you see in Ghana. But the works are just, they are just at par, you know. It's art, so you don't really measure creativity. You can only appreciate it. There is no measure to creativity. And ever since I've been here, I've also seen a lot of work that inspire me. I'm like, you know, there are a lot of big artists. Even the owner of the establishment is a well-known artist and well-established. You know. The art consciousness is relative to Ghana. They have their own relativity to their art market, just like Nigeria. The only thing I noticed from my experience is they have the international market, while we have local patrons. So we are contented with our local patrons. They are contented with their expatriate, because Ghana is a tourist country.
While they were poised to bring shock factor to Accra, the Ghanaians had a little surprise up their sleeves as well.
We're taking a break now. When Art House returns,
we have a chat with the chairman of the Visual Art Society of Nigeria, VASON, Mr. Sami Olabaju, on his expectations for the show and whether he thinks his Nigerian lads nailed it.
Yes, they're quite interesting, quite different from what Ghanaian artists do.
So don't go anywhere.
Don't be left in the dark. Be the first to know. Get the latest news and developing stories anytime, anywhere, on your mobile device. Log on to m.channelstv.com and click on the Channels TV logo. Channels Television, the news at your fingertips.
He has exhibited around the world, including at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York, National Museum of African Art, Washington, D.C., Venice Biennale, Hayward Gallery. A retrospective of his work, subtitled When I Last Wrote to You About Africa, opened at the Royal Ontario Museum in Toronto, Canada in October 2010. It will be touring North America for the next 3 years. It's so nice to have you on Art House, Mr. Sani Olagbaju.
Great, thank you.
Now, as one person who has always supported the art and the artists in Nigeria, do you think that this exhibition really portrays what you hoped for? Is it everything you hoped for?
I relate to most of the artists, if not all of them, and I think I will have in my collection most of their works. So it was natural once they had the idea of having a show in Ghana that I would take an interest. So as you know, I lived here before, and I have some strong connections with Ghana. They had the enthusiasm to go for this, and I'm glad I'm in their support.
Now, I know you've gone around the works. You've looked at them. Is it everything you hoped for?
Yes, they're quite interesting. Quite different from what Ghanaian artists do. So that should be of interest to our Ghanaian viewers and visitors. And I think, in a sense, it's a celebration, because I'd always hoped that art would be being global, would begin to take roots among Ghanaians, Gambians, Ivorians, and Senegalese and people like that, so that we begin to look at the West African spectrum and begin to feel that we have something to tell other people, to show other people.
And I know that the art community here is mostly patronized by a lot of expatriates. Would you agree with me, or do you think that is gradually changing?
I don't know what happens now. When I was here, yes, that is true. That was true then. But you have to remember that many years ago, say in the 60s and 70s, the number of people who came to exhibitions in Nigeria were also expatriates and academicians. People in the universities came, and those who were in commerce came. And with time, only with time, did many Nigerians gotten on to coming to exhibitions and taking an interest. So it's a question of, it's a factor of affluence to some extent, and a factor of the number of artists that are practicing art. They say beyond boundaries, yes, which means beyond the immediate boundaries of Nigeria. And that suggests that it's international conception, and I think it's hoping that what they're expressing, what they're showing, is beyond the immediate boundaries of Nigeria, say, and that's why it has come to Ghana.
And fill us in, as someone who has lived here, tell us a bit about the art in Ghana.
I've always had an interest in artists here, and many of them are very good indeed. I have in my collection many works by Ghanaian artists, many of whom I have some friendship with. So it's just a question of time and exposure.
Now, can you tell us the difference between the art in Ghana and Nigeria?
I don't think that you can say any difference. The style is different because the environment in which they work is different from ours. Ours is a larger country, larger coast, more shall I say, more vibrancy, and so you will find that Ghanaian artists work from a certain kind of spectrum, and Nigerian artists work from a different kind of platform.